President Ruto and the wife, First Lady Rachel Ruto, on the streets in USA. William Ruto is moving very fast, and the First Lady is trying to catch up with him. Time is of essence here. Look at Ruto's strides. And this is walking faster. Hey Ruto, you should be considerate.
I know what I'm going to say here. It's not going to align with other people, and it's going to be to look like an offense to other people. What I'm going to say here is something very deep and something that I think I really need to address it, because if I don't address it, people are not going to get understanding of what of it. It is something that I really think I should address it. We've been talking about these things, and some people would seem to look like maybe they don't seem to understand what we are saying, but the truth has to be spoken. Africans are fools sometimes, and people are not going to take it very positively. They're going to take it negatively, but I will speak it because I'm talking out of certain experiences I've seen, and we have to know these things. Africans are fools. They're really fools. Africans are really behind. They're really far, and you cannot compare Africa to other countries out there. You cannot compare Africa to other continents out there. That's the truth of the matter. It's not going to be very easy to some people's ears, but Africa and Africans, they're really fools. I tend to call them a piece of shit sometimes because of what is happening. Have you seen that video that I played? Let's look at it again.
President Ruto and the wife, First Lady Rachel Ruto, on the streets in USA. William Ruto is moving very fast, and the First Lady is trying to catch up with him. Time is of essence here. Look at Ruto's strides. And this is walking faster. Hey Ruto, you should be considerate.
It is without a doubt that Nairobi has never experienced this much security in ages. US military helicopters hovering around the city in the sun as they kept a hawk's eye to ensure the world's most powerful president is secure. And once he was ready for the day's business, Obama departed from his presidential suite with his motorcade and a heavy security guard, making its way to the University of Nairobi grounds, where Marine One was on standby to airlift him to the UN complex in Gigiri. In a rare spectacle and perhaps a show of might, Obama's aerial convoy to the skies en route to Gigiri, barely 15 kilometers away, where together with his host President Uhuru Kenyatta, they officially opened the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Once done, President Obama once again was airlifted to the University of Nairobi grounds in Marine One under the deafening surveillance of heavy aerial escort by US military helicopters. On the ground, security remained tight in and around Nairobi as the highly guarded president drove across the city of Nairobi to the 7th August Memorial Park, where he laid a wreath in honor of those who lost their lives in the 1998 bombing of the United States Embassy in Nairobi. The motorcade of the beast and signal jammers would later make its way to State House Nairobi, where President Obama held bilateral talks with President Kenyatta and a joint press conference thereafter. All this time, constant aerial surveillance by the Black Hawk helicopter and US Marine tiltrators was ongoing. On the ground, roads remained closed 3 square kilometers around State House Nairobi. For the second day running, most residents kept away from the city center and followed the happenings from the comfort of their houses, perhaps to give space to Obama as
For real, let me ask you a question. For God's sake, how long are we going to be treated like fools every time and every moment? Every time, a time goes, a time comes back, we are still being treated the way we are being treated today. Yesterday we were given the same treatment, and today we are going to be given the same treatment. Tomorrow we shall actually give ourselves out to be given the same treatment over and over again, and we seem not to learn. Africans are fools. Africans are some piece of shit. I think I don't know how to call them. I don't know which term am I gonna use to actually refer to these people. But Africans, really, they are not the people who are supposed to be. You know, we are being viewed as people who are really foolish. Look at the way Western countries are treating us. Look at the way they are being. Like, I thought countries here in Africa and the leaders of Africa, I think we are state countries, and our leaders should be respected also. Like, something that really caught my attention so much is the way we treat the presidents from the western part of from the West countries, and the way our leaders are being treated when they go, when maybe they visit the Western countries. When you try to follow up very clearly, you'd realize that there's a very big difference. A huge difference. You know, I saw a picture when President William Ruto was walking in the streets of the USA in New York, walking with his wife like normal people, like every other people in the streets. No bodyguards, no one. In the streets, like every other people could do. And they are walking, they are passing with other normal people, and nobody seems to care. Even the citizens of that country, the people who are passing, the bypassers, nobody seems to care. This is a president. Some don't even know him. Come here in Kenya and ask Kenyans who is the president of the president of the United States, and everybody would seem to tell you the president of the United States today is Donald Trump. Everybody knows Donald Trump, even children's. They would tell you that. They will tell you the former president of the United States today, the one prior to Donald Trump, the previous one, is Joe Biden. Even children will tell you. They will tell you before Joe Biden, we had Barack Obama. They know. Like, it is something they know. Okay? But when you go to the US, there are grown-up people, big people, that don't even know Kenyan president. You know, President William Ruto was walking in the streets of the US in New York, and even people could see him, but they don't care. They don't seem to care. It's none of their business. President Barack Obama came here to Kenya. And you remember that time when President Barack Obama came to Kenya, everything was closed. Everything was closed. The country was closed. Network was closed. Internet in Kenya was closed. Security everywhere. The US military came and took over the security here in Kenya because President Barack Obama was coming to Kenya. And every road was crossed because of President Barack Obama, one person. But when President William Ruto goes to the United States, when he goes to the United States, he's walking in the streets of the US, and nobody cares. Nobody seems to care. So when I say Africans, we are fools, I mean we are fools. We are very foolish, you know. Sometimes we are very foolish. Because you see, we are being given this kind of a treatment, and we accept, and we feel like we are comfortable. In fact, we feel like being allowed to go to the US is an achievement. Like a Kenyan president, or rather any president here in Africa, when he's given an opportunity to visit the United States, he feels like it is something that is very, like it's some kind of an achievement, you know? Like I've got an opportunity to visit the United States. It looks like an achievement. We are fools. Africans are fools. We are very foolish, by the way. We are very foolish. I call ourselves some piece of shit, and we really need to look at what is happening. Because for God's sake, why should we be treating people better than they're treating us? We are a country. We are a state country. We are a country that in fact. What is it that is important in the US that is not here in Kenya? Like, what is it about that would make us close our internet, would make us close our business, it would make us even close our roads, simply because we want to receive one president from one United States president? And the same way our president could go to the United States, but he doesn't, they don't even care. Walking in the streets. How can it happen that way? And you think you're better. You're not better. Africa is a country, is a continent that really needs to check on itself. Because everything that is happening here in Africa, it's happening because Africans are fools. We have allowed it to happen. Okay? And so, why are we treating other people like we're treating other people like gods? We're treating them like they are our gods. Like if we don't treat them that way, maybe we are going to suffer, or maybe we are going to go through hell. And so they would treat us anyhow because they understand, they know that we need them, that we have a mind, we have an understanding that we need them to be able to do things, or maybe to be able to advance in what we are doing. And they know that we know that without them, we cannot do anything. So they treat us the way they want to treat us, and nobody seems to care. A whole president decides to go to the United States and walk on the streets of the US, no bodyguard. President Obama was in Kenya and his motorcade alone, the presidential motorcade alone, was surprising. Okay? And so we are doing things, we are allowing people to enter into our affairs, and we are allowing people to take advantage of us and treat us like piece of shits, you know? We are fools. If we're not going to be very careful with what we're doing, we're going to continue being fools forever and we'll never change. Foolishness will never get out of us and we shall continue being the same way over and over again. You are a president of a country, a whole president of a country. You're being summoned like kids, man. And you accept. In the US, maybe in the West countries, and you accept. The white people are summoning you like children, and you accept. Because you need something in return. And whatever you need is not going to help people, it's going to help yourself. And you call yourself a leader, man. Is that being leader? Like, is that leadership? Really? Can you call that leadership? It's not leadership. What is the essence of you humbling yourself to that extent when you are a state leader? You're a president of a state. You have to humble yourself to an extent of being summoned like kids, and there is nothing you can do because there is something you need in return. And then you want to be respected. You want white people to respect you. You want Western countries to stop invading your countries or to get out of your countries. They cannot get out of your countries because you're already showing that you really need these people to survive. You're already showing that without them you cannot, without them you cannot live. Without them you cannot do anything. So they know you need them to be able to do the things you want to do. And so they will continue treating you the way they're treating you because they don't care. You think they care about you? They don't care about you. If they would care about you, they would also put security in their country when you're visiting their country as a president of a state. They would put a security like the way they placed a security here in Kenya when Obama was coming. You could see choppers on the air. They're trying to check the security of the area. If the president will be safe. But Ruto is walking in the streets of the United States alone without a bodyguard, without a single bodyguard, even just a single bodyguard. There is no one. And you want to be respected? You are fools, man. But you accept. You just accept to go there. When they call you, they're saying, no, we want to talk to you about something. They don't even, sometimes I tend even to imagine sometimes maybe they don't even use a good language to actually call you. More rather, they don't even use some respect to call you. I'm trying to imagine something, maybe someone just takes a call and calls you and tells you, Mr. Ruto, come to the United States. We want to talk to you about something. Maybe they don't even address you maybe with some respect. They only address you with respect when you are when you are in front of the camera. But behind the camera, they just treat you anyhow. And you don't say because there's something you're getting in return. So when you're getting something in return, you don't say because you want to prevent it. They said anywhere anybody is getting something, is gonna stuck there, is gonna prevent that place. Because there is something is getting in return. And so Africans, we are being used as the piece of shits. They're stepping on us and we seem not to see. Okay? I'm saying Africans are fools because we are allowing those people to actually be able to do whatever they are doing. So we are fools. We need to accept that we are fools, and we need to accept that we cannot actually go anywhere. We can't do anything. We cannot sit down and speak to anybody or rather tell anybody anything and they listen to us because they already know we are fools. Okay? I mean, how can President Ruto walk on the streets of the United States? Like he's walking on the streets. He doesn't have a single bodyguard. He's walking on the streets like majestically, comfortably. Nobody seems to notice him. Nobody seems to see this is a president of a state, man. Even sometimes I think when you could ask someone, who is this? Nobody would be able to know him. But here in Kenya, in Africa, everybody knows the President of the United States. When the elections are happening in the US, it becomes a story in Africa. It becomes a story in Kenya. It becomes a story in Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa. It becomes a news. But when elections are happening here in Kenya, in the US, I tend to believe sometimes even they don't even, maybe if, apart from the maybe BBC that is announcing maybe the news of the world, I just don't think if there is a television in the United States that can be able to live stream the elections of Kenya, or rather the elections of Zanzibar, the election of Zimbabwe, the elections of Cameroon, the elections of maybe Ghana. It can never be streamed. But when President Trump has been announced recently, everybody was on to that news. They're following on the campaigns of Kamala Harris, the campaigns of Donald Trump. But have you ever seen that a United States television following the campaigns of Kenyan election? And then you want to be respected? You cannot be respected, man. You cannot be respected. And so we are fools because we keep on, like, we have allowed these people. We have created a way for these people to be able to manipulate us the way they want. That is the face we are giving. The foolish face. We are giving out the foolish face. And so when they're looking at this face, they really know these people, they are foolish. So we can do anything we want to do. Remember when William Ruto will be called again to go to the United States, he will still go and walk on the streets again. Who cares? Nobody cares. He doesn't care. At the end of the day, he's getting something. And that is what is eating people so much. And we need to really correct that. We need to pull up our socks. That is how Africa is being eaten. We need to pull up our socks. We need to actually, we need to do something better. Something better. If we don't do something better, we are going to remain this way forever. We can never change. We can never have some respect. We can never have people who not respect us. We can never grow. We can never develop. We'll continue being the same because that is how they are seeing us. They are seeing us as a piece of shit, you know? And we really need to do something. Let us not continue being fools because we've been fools for quite some time and we don't have to continue being fools. We really don't have to continue being fools. We can't continue being fools. We have to change because if we don't change, we're going to die, man. We're fools, man. Accept. Africans, we're fools. Look at the way we're being summoned, our leaders. Tell me if that is not foolishness. Someday let them wake up in the morning and say we're not going to that summit. Yes, they have called us, but we're not going to that summit. They won't kill you. Will they kill you? But they cannot kill you, man. Wake up one morning and say I'm not going there. One day let the US president or maybe the US government call you, Mr. Ruto, and you say I'm not going there. Like I'm not going to that meeting. And then we see if they were gonna kill you. Because they can't kill you, man. If it's that money they're giving you, say no to it. Hey, I don't want this money. I don't want your money. I just want to remain in Kenya. I'm not coming there. I'm not coming in that summit. You see, I'm not coming in that meeting. You see, if they're going to kill you, they won't kill you. Otherwise, we are going to continue being seen and being viewed as fools every time and every moment. That is what we are going to continue being. Those are the kind of people we are going to continue being every time and every moment. They will view us that way every time. As long as we allow them to continue treating us as kids, as long as we allow them to continue treating us as not just normal people, we can never have some respect from these people. So you need to accept with me that we are fools. Africans, we are fools. We are really fools. You can imagine. Listen, when that man came to Kenya, the president of the United States, Barack Obama, when he came to Kenya, I saw choppers on the air. They were choppers in the air trying to check if everything is okay. And down here, the U.S. military took over the nation. Even the networks were cutted short. Like there was no network. Businesses were closed and people were not supposed even to work even to make calls because President Obama was coming to Kenya. Why is it that when President Ruto goes to the United States, something like that cannot happen? Can't you see you're being treated like fools, like you're being seen like fools? Really? Man, let us have a change. We're the only people who can bring change. We need to bring change, because if you don't bring change, we are going to find it so difficult with us. Or tell me, for how long are you going to maybe, for how long do you want to be treated the same way, the way you're being treated by these people? For how long do you want to be treated the same way? For how long will you be treated the same way? You want to continue being treated that way forever? You're not going to make a change? Let us stop being fools, because indeed we are fools and we are very foolish. We need to change, because if you don't change, we're going to continue being the same way forever and ever. That is how we shall be treated. Then nothing will happen. They will continue sitting on our heads. You know, they're sitting on our heads, and they're really maybe, I don't know what to say, but that is, I think they're sitting on our heads. They're making us do things. They're like manipulating us to do things that themselves they cannot do it. And because when they say left, we go left. When they say right, we go right. They see us as fools, and they'll continue treating us the same way forever. So we have to say no to it. We have to make a change. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult with us. We're going to find it so difficult with ourselves if we are not going to change the fact that we are fools. We cannot continue like that. But if we want to continue like that, let us continue like that. Because at the end of the day, we are the people who are going to suffer. Adios.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love.